The information in this video is based on the most current information available at the time of production. While affordable safety training works hard to make sure these materials are current, the employer has sole responsibility for compliance with all laws, regulations, and standards. This video is sold with the understanding that AST is not providing professional or legal advice. Employers should have a reliable source for current regulatory information and best practices.
Ladders are used to reach elevated working areas. They are a helpful tool, but if used improperly, they can be dangerous. Falls are the leading cause of workplace injury, and falls from ladders are about a third of those accidents. It is important for employers and employees to be familiar with the proper use of ladders. There are four major types of ladders. Portable ladders can be easily moved and carried by workers. Portable ladders are classified as either self-supporting or non-self-supporting. Self-supporting ladders have 3 or 4 side legs and can support themselves without external assistance. Non-self-supporting ladders have 2 side legs and must lean against a strong, stable structure for support. Fixed ladders are ladders that are permanently attached to a building or structure. Mobile ladder stands are movable self-supporting ladders, which look like stairs mounted on wheels. These are frequently used in warehouse environments. Job-made ladders are fabricated at construction sites. While job-made ladders are still technically allowed, they must meet stringent engineering specifications. It is important to select the correct ladder for the job. Before you select a ladder, you should check to see if safer options exist. Can the work be performed on the ground? Can you use an aerial work platform or a scissor lift? When dealing with hazards, engineering controls are always the preferred solution. Reaching an elevated work area with a stable platform is always preferable to using a ladder. If a ladder is required, survey the job area to determine the correct type of ladder. In this example, the work area can be reached with a step ladder. There is nothing beneath the work area preventing a ladder with support. This job requires a non-self-supporting ladder, because an obstacle is beneath the required work area. Determine your maximum working height. This is the ladder's highest approved standing level, plus your height from your feet to your shoulders, and a safe reach distance, which is about 12 inches. Make sure the maximum working height for the ladder is above the required working height or access point. When using non-self-supporting ladders, the base of the ladder must extend out 1 foot for every 4 feet up. Determine your working load. This is the weight of the worker, plus the weight of the tools and materials taken onto the ladder. The working load must be less than the ladder capacity rating. Ladders have 5 capacity ratings. Light duty, Type 3, 200 pounds. Medium duty, Type 2, 225 pounds. Heavy duty, Type 1, 250 pounds. Extra heavy duty, Type 1A 300 pounds. Special duty, Type 1AA 375 pounds. You must know the duty rating of the ladder you are using, and verify it is below your working load. Consider the ladder materials. Ladders should have non-conductive side rails if they are used where contact with exposed sources of electricity is possible. Ladders are often used to access roofs or elevated working areas. A straight ladder must extend at least 3 feet above the landing surface of a working platform. If a ladder cannot reach 3 feet above the landing platform, it must be secured at the top, and a grab rail must be provided, to help employees mounting and dismounting the ladder. To summarize, when selecting your ladder, remember to make sure that it is long enough, strong enough, and made of the right material for the hazards. Ladders should be inspected frequently. OSHA requires general industry employers to inspect ladders every shift prior to use. In construction, they must be inspected periodically by a competent person. Don't rely on others for ladder inspections. It is a good practice to give ladders a quick inspection every time you use them. Check to make sure ladder rungs are firm and not broken. They should be free of oil, grease, and other slip hazards. Ropes, pulleys, and other components must be in good working order. Step ladder spreaders should be in good condition and work properly. Inspect the ladder for rust and corrosion. Check the ladder markings for any other inspection requirements. Notify a supervisor if any parts of a ladder are damaged. Fixed ladders with defects must be tagged, marked, or blocked to prevent use. Workers should also inspect the work area around the ladders. Is the ladder supporting surface in good condition? Is it clear of traffic? Are there any hazards in the area, such as exposed electrical equipment? Is there a doorway nearby that could create a hazard? Once you are satisfied that the ladder is in good condition, and the work area is free from hazards, you can begin the setup. Ladders should only be used for purposes they were designed for. When setting up a ladder, make sure the bottom is on firm, stable ground. If the ground is soft, use a board to spread the weight. If the ground is slick or uneven, shore up the legs with a ladder safety device. Keep the area around the base of the ladder clear. If it is in a location where it may be struck or moved, special precautions must be taken. Physically secure the ladder to prevent movement, or set up a barricade to keep traffic away from the ladder. Place hazard warning signs around the work area. If there is a doorway close enough to the ladder to be hazardous, it must be locked or blocked to prevent use. Ladder side rails should be perpendicular to the ground. Step ladders must have metal spreaders or locking devices. When setting up a non-self-supporting ladder, the base of the ladder must be 1 foot out for every 4 feet up. To get the angle correct, a person standing straight up should be able to reach out and touch the ladder at arm's length. Try to get someone to help your setup, if possible. If employees are performing work from a ladder, or there is a chance the ladder could be disturbed, it should be physically secured to prevent movement. Ladders may not be fastened or tied together, unless they are specifically designed for that purpose. Be sure to check the ladder markings for any additional setup instructions. Always read the manufacturer's instructions before climbing a ladder you are not familiar with. Don't use ladders in poor weather conditions. Do not climb ladders when you are feeling sick or drowsy. Workers with a fear of heights should only climb to levels they are comfortable with. Never use conductive ladders around sources of electricity. Remember the ladder capacity and be careful not to overload it. In general industry, mobile ladder stands greater than 4 feet high must have handrails. Fixed ladders greater than 24 feet must have a ladder safety system installed. This applies to both general industry and construction. When using ladders, if possible, use a buddy system. Make sure your shoes are clean. Use shoes with non-slip soles. Get a good grip on the ladder. Always face the front of the ladder. Maintain 3 points of contact on the ladder. Never skip a ladder rung. Ladders may not be moved, shifted, or extended while occupied. Don't try and slide down or jump off ladders. Don't put ladders on unstable surfaces to raise its height. If possible, avoid performing work on a ladder. If scaffolding or elevated work platforms are not available, take extra precautions while working from a ladder. Secure the ladder to prevent movement while working. Ladders should only be used by one person at a time, unless they are specifically designed for multiple employees. Center your weight on the ladder. Follow the belt buckle rule. The center of your waist should remain inside the rungs of the ladder. Never lean to the side or to the back of a ladder. Don't stand on the top rung of a ladder. If you have difficulty accessing the work area, move the ladder or get a bigger one. Don't carry objects in your hand. Use a tool belt to move tools and items up and down the ladder. Fasten materials or tools to the ladder when quick access is required, if permitted by the ladder design. Never leave a raised ladder unattended. Falling objects can be very dangerous. Watch out for people below, and be very careful when handling tools and materials. Post warning signs to inform nearby people of falling object hazards. When moving ladders, take them down and move them horizontally. If you cannot safely carry a ladder by yourself, get some help. Always store ladders in a designated area, in accordance with manufacturer's instructions. When a ladder is transported on a vehicle, make sure it is securely attached. Use pads to prevent damage to the ladder in transport. Let's review the basic principles of ladder safety. First, try using work platforms or a change in the work process to eliminate ladder use. Select a ladder that is appropriate for the job. Make sure it is strong enough, long enough, and designed for the purpose you are using it for. Inspect the ladder before use. Make sure it is free of grease, dirt, and oil, and is in good mechanical condition. General industry employers must inspect ladders before use on each work shift. Construction employers must have ladders inspected periodically by a competent person. Always maintain 3 points of contact on a ladder. Never lean back or over to reach a work area. Never use the top rung of a ladder. If you must carry tools on a ladder, use a tool belt. Watch for falling objects and warn nearby people of falling object hazards. Take down ladders before moving them. Store ladders in designated areas in accordance with manufacturer's requirements. Finally, all employees must be trained on work area-specific hazards and procedures. Good ladder safety practices can be the difference between life and death, so please take it one rung at a time.